So, we have gone through quite a bit of basics in this topic, and most of the code must now be making sense to you. But there is still one thing left to discuss, that is, arrays. First, let us begin by understanding what are arrays. So an array is a data structure that contains a group of elements, mostly of the same data type, such as an integer or string. Arrays are commonly used in computer programs to organize data so that a related set of values can be easily sorted or searched. Now let's understand what this means. So we have looked at strings earlier, and this was how we represented a string. Now let's take only one word from this string like this. Each character of the word occupies a separate place in the index. So we can say that the string is a collection of characters or an array of characters. This is what we mean by an array. It is a structure that contains a group of elements. So it's like a collection of elements. These elements can be characters, strings, numerical values, etc. And why do we need them? To make the storing of data neat and organized. Now let's see how we can define an array in Kotlin. This is how we do it. Let's go to the IDE and declare some arrays. This is how we will do it. Just like any other variables, arrays can also be defined using either the var or val keywords, depending on whether the values will change or not. So when it comes to arrays, the rules for var and val types differ a bit. Now, when we look at this variable and say that its value cannot be changed, we mean that this variable holds a value and we cannot replace this value, right? Similarly for arrays, when we look at this variable, we see that this one single variable holds this entire array, and so for val type arrays, we cannot replace this entire array with a different array, just like for any other val variable I. But what is different here is that we can change the value of one or more individual elements. So we can change the value of this index from B to H. And we can do the same for all individual elements one by one. But let's say we have another array of the same size and same data type. Then we can't do this and try to store this array in this array. However, for var type arrays, we can do this as well as this. So we can change the value of each element as well as replace the array with another array having the same size and data type. One more exception that occurs here is that we cannot change the size of either a val or a var type array. So if an array is defined to store 5 values, it can store only 5 values, and the number of values stored cannot change. Now if you see here, the IDE has inferred the data type of these arrays on its own. That is, it turns this data type gray, and so we can remove this from our declaration here to make our code shorter. So if you go back to the definition of an array, you will see that we said that an array is a collection of mostly similar data types. The word to note here is mostly. Does this mean that an array can have elements belonging to different data types? Yes, it can. Let's declare an array that holds elements belonging to different data types. Now as you can see here, the values that we have mentioned here belong to string, integer, double, boolean and character data types. And here, the IDE defines the data type of this array as any, which means that this array does not have a particular data type. So that was about declaring arrays. Remember, the indices in an array start from 0, just like it did in strings. That was all for this video. Click next to learn more about arrays.